Companion, the newest sci-fi thriller that is coming out at the end of the week. Let's talk about it. So I have just seen Companion at the AMC Unseen Scream screening, whatever they call it these days now. It was Companion, and it was a movie that I was actually excited for. The trailers looked pretty good. I mean, you got Jack Quaid. I like Jack Quaid. I like him as Huey in The Boys, and I've liked the stuff that he's been in recently. Even in Scream, I liked him as well. Even though I didn't enjoy that particular Scream movie, but I enjoyed him in that. Then you also have Sophie, who I thought was brilliant in the Hugh Grant movie Heretic. She was superb in that movie. I really, really enjoyed that movie, and her performance was fantastic. So I was like, okay, this looks good. Sat down, watched it. This was actually a really good movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie. It gives you an idea of the potential of what could happen in the future. Now, this is no spoiler or secret that I'm going to give away. This is in the trailer. This is in all the promotion and everything like that. We all know that this movie is about a guy and a robot. This robot is a companion robot. That's the whole idea. You order this robot. It's like everything that we all think about in the future. You know, what is going to happen? Are we going to get robots where we can have them and pick what they look like, pick what they sound like, everything like that, you know, change, customize them to our billing, and they do exactly what we want them to do and other stuff. That's what this movie felt like. Now, I think they did such a great job with Iris as a character, which is the robot. There's a lot of layers to this character. This isn't just your typical robot that's just like one-dimensional Terminator, kill, kill, kill. That's not what this is. There's so many layers to Iris, and as the movie progresses, you get really attached to Iris and the character, and now you're starting to understand what is happening. But what I loved is they somehow took this robot and made her human. And what I mean by that is you resonate with this character, you understand this character, you connect with this character, not on a robotic level, on a human level. And I think that is one of the hardest things to do when you have, for instance, creatures or robots themselves, like the Transformers, for instance, trying to make them feel human so that the audience can attach themselves to that character is not an easy feat. And I think they did that. And Sophie's performance in this movie is top notch. She sells the absolute crap out of her performance here, out of this movie. She sells Iris. There's so many times where you don't think Iris is a robot. That's how well her performance is. That's how well the writing for Iris as a character is. She feels more human than the human characters, which I really, really like that detail. And so then we have Josh, who's Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid is great in this movie as well. The character he plays, and what they do with that character is fantastic as well. It's really this yin-yang with him and Iris. Once you figure out the twist, once it gets revealed, you're like, oh, damn, okay. So that's what's happening. And then that's when the characters start to shift, where your focus starts to shift and you're like, oh, now I'm piecing everything together. And it makes sense because once it gets revealed what is the actual thing that's happening here, you then immediately remember some little comments that were made by other characters of Josh's friends that make you go, oh, now I understand the hostility. I understand all this, which I thought was done really, really well. It's just those little breadcrumbs that you don't expect to have anything. You're like, oh yeah, that's just probably a throwaway line. But then it comes back and you're like, there. Now I understand. So I really like that. Now there is a huge, huge twist in this movie that no one in the theater where I was even picked up on this, because when it got revealed and this moment happens, everyone was just shocked in the theater. We were all just like, what? Like it was this beautiful moment. They mastered it so well. I mean, there's probably going to be people that are going to guess it and understand and pick it up, stuff like that. But I'm telling you now, in my theater, no one saw it coming, and I really liked it. So they did a great job at masking the twist in this film as well, which was great. There is some blood and gore in this movie as well. Like there's some death, there's some blood that's everywhere. There's a really, really, really brutal kill in this movie where we were all like, we knew it was coming. You could just tell it was coming. And then it was just like, when it was happening, everyone was just like, oh my damn, this is crazy. So it had a lot of moments like that. There's a lot of shocking moments that happen in this film as well that catch you by surprise, where you're like, holy crap, they just did that. And I really like that. Now, the story itself, I really like the story because it's about a character who feels like the world is against him and that he deserves more and he can't get ahead in life. So the idea of this character who believes that he deserves more, believes that he is owed something from the world because people put him down. He's a good guy, but everyone just, the goodness. This is a typical like trait for people going from good to bad, is where they feel like, they're so good, they're a good person, but ultimately when they look at their life, they don't have any money, they don't have, a big house or anything. Like, they feel like, I'm being good, but I'm not getting anything in return. So why do that when all these evil people out here are doing bad stuff, but they get rewarded? So I like that transition of the story with that, and him then getting a companion robot to fill that void, that loneliness void of his, and obviously the twist that happens as well. Once you find out, it makes total sense. So I thought they did that really well. The cinematography is fantastic. I really enjoyed the cinematography. I thought it was great. The visual effects were really good as well. The visual effects and the, what are they called? Practical effects are fantastic in this movie. Done really, really well. The supporting cast is great as well. They all have a role. They were all fantastic. You're going to meet these two characters, Patrick and Eli. They were fantastic. They were another one where you felt like you attached yourself to them, and then something happens and it's like, oh, this is crazy. And I like what they did with Patrick and Eli. I really liked that sort of character arcs that they went on, the relationships with the friends and all that stuff. That all worked. Kat as well. I understand Kat now more. Once you understand things about Kat and you understand where she's coming from, she makes much more sense as a character. But overall, I thought Companion was really good. I had a lot of fun with this. And like I said, it shows you just the lengths that some people could go to if we ever get to a stage where we have robots in our house just like this. Because it's kind of scary to think, because you look at this movie and you're like, I can see people doing this. I honestly can. And the scary thing is, you can't tell if they're real, if they're robots or not. That's the scary thing. And this movie brings that up. It shows you that, because so many times you think Iris is just a normal person because she comes across like that. She doesn't feel like a robot. And I think they conveyed that message really, really well. The themes are great. I had a lot of fun with Companion. So it's definitely, when it comes out, definitely go check it out. I think a lot of people are going to like this film. And the performances are great. So let me know what you guys think. If you did see Companion, let me know your thoughts down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.